What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Vibes, presented by Vigilant Videography. I'm your host, Ethan Weiner, and we got another guest with us.
Yo, what's up? I'm Vice Love.
So, I'm glad to have you, bro. It's been a little minute. Since we last connected. When was it? When was the last time? It was the
Yeah, I did
It was the
show or something.
at the Salt Yard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time. So how you been since then?
Pretty good, man. Just been working on music and all that. Working on moves. And,
Facts. So
next thing.
Tell me a little bit about where you're originally from and all that.
Yeah, I'm from out here. I'm from Albuquerque, Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Born and raised and stuff.
What part?
I don't know. I've been I've moved place to place.
Yeah.
I guess I started off on the west side. And, just moved around.
I feel that. I feel that. Yeah, no, for sure. What got you? So when did you kind of start getting into a little bit of the music and all that?
Definitely when I was around 6, 7 years old.
Oh shit, that's early. That's early. Yeah.
I just knew I just really liked music because my father put me on to 50 Cent and Kanye West and Kid Cudi, Jay-Z, Jadakiss,
oh shit,
all them.
That's fire.
But before that, before I got into rap music, I was into rock music and all that.
Oh shit, for real? Who?
That's
That's what I was saying, because as a kid I was doing that shit too.
When I was younger, I was listening mad Slipknot and Metallica, Disturbed.
Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold, all that shit.
Yeah, and all of that, bro. All of them, they brought their music kind of into the other scene, with Kid Cudi and that scene, they kind of collabed and all that.
Yeah.
So I see that. I see those two worlds coming together a lot, in music, nowadays. And
Linkin Park too.
Oh yeah, bro. Linkin Park.
Linkin Park and Jay-Z. I remember they did a project
The
together.
Numb Encore.
Yeah.
The Numb. Yeah, no.
Crazy shit.
I was talking about that at one time. That was one of the things that put me onto a lot of it too. I was a youngin'. I was just jamming out to that. I was bro, this goes hard.
And I wanted to start a band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to start a band and learn how to play guitar, but I never really stuck with it and shit. So I don't remember what really got me into wanting to rap. I started off making beats because my friend was making beats, and it was in the beginning of high school, and yeah, he was making beats, and I was I want to make beats. I like music, so I started making beats, and then I got to a point where I'm gonna start writing my own music. I'm gonna start writing songs and shit. I started writing songs. It wasn't good, It
Hey,
wasn't
bro,
good.
you gotta start with that. You got when you're just experimenting with your own sound and being even when you're a kid, you're bro, this shit sounds hard, and then you look back damn,
exactly.
what the fuck was I doing? But at the same time, that really just embraces what you started with and that style that you started with, for sure.
I thought it was good, but
yeah.
I remember I had a friend, his name was Daniel, and I showed him one of my songs that I had wrote, and I was yeah, tell me what you think. And he's yo, you sound like an actual rapper. You look like an actual rapper.
One of your first actual, when you were rapping on it?
Yeah, I've never had recorded at that time, a song, but I had a bunch of writtens.
Right, yeah.
And I had spit that for him, and he's yo, keep doing that shit.
That shit was
I don't know if it was
bullshit
bullshitting me or not, but it gave me some motivation to
nah, bro,
want to keep doing that shit. So
yeah,
it just became a good habit,
Right, yeah, no, and having that first little intro, or having that your boy getting you into that. It don't even matter if it's shit or not. Honestly, if you're just doing it and you're throwing it out there, that's dope.
Definitely.
So you started with the guitar, and then you went into beats, and then you went into rapping?
Yeah.
So did that affect your style at all, musically? Do you feel you understood more? Because some people don't really, it's hard to know everything before you get into it. So that affect how you wrote, or how you did the lyrics and all that?
I'm pretty sure it had some type of influence, rock influence. But one artist that really inspired me, influenced me a lot was Kanye West. It's a bit cliche, but he was an artist that I really connected to. So was Kid Cudi, so those are my favorite artists for sure.
Yeah. And they have their own I mean, they definitely have their like super specific style, like not like
Yeah.
any, and that's why they stand like, yeah, like some people like, oh, everyone loves it. It's like, well, why does everyone love him, bro? Because he got his
Exactly.
own style. It's like, it's not, it doesn't sound like, you can't really compare unless if someone's sounding like him, you're gonna be like, he sounds like Kid Cudi, not like Kid Cudi sounds like, you know, like that's the kind of like trend to set and like being that own.
And there was a time where like I wanted to sound just like Kanye West. Like,
Really? Oh yeah.
Like everything. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't know any better, but I was just like making shit that was like trying to sound like bro. And like somebody had told me one time when I was recording a song, it's like, bro, it sounds like some Kanye shit. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I got embarrassed. I'm like, does it?
You got embarrassed? You didn't like it?
No, because I'm like, that made me think like I don't want to sound like somebody else, you know, like I want to do my own thing. So like,
Facts.
it made me think like I gotta be more authentic.
Yeah.
You know?
Facts. I feel
And
that
let
for
those
sure.
outside influences just kind of mold me, but like kind of do my own thing, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like with art, like any artist, like you kind of pick it up from someone. So you kind of start somewhere and you see something, be like, oh shit, like, you know, I want to do that, and you try to copy every little detail about them, and then you learn that way though. Like straight, like
True.
one of the
Yeah.
first music videos I did, like I tried to copy like exactly the Lil Mosey Noticed video by
Lil Mosey.
Cole Bennett.
Yeah.
Like I saw that was one of like the first ones I was like, bro, like I was starting to really get serious, and I tried to copy every little thing. Obviously, it wasn't fucking like the video, but it was. I still learned a bunch, and I spent like hella time on it. And that's what you gotta do. Like if you see something that like inspires you, you're gonna like be manifest with that, and just be like, bro, just go all in. And even if it's not like, you know, you look back on, you know, first songs or something, be like, oh, like it wasn't as I thought, but you know what? At the same time, like you get a respect for it, because that kind of helps shape who you are now. Because without that influence, without trying to sound like Kanye, you know, you wouldn't, you know, it would have been something different. So,
Definitely.
Yeah. It's like I feel like it has a big influence and stuff. So you'd say like those are two of like the biggest influences?
Two of the biggest influences, I would say. And,
yeah.
You know.
So you've been in Albuquerque like your whole life pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So how did that? So getting into the music scene and all this, like mixing genres, you like started to mix it all. Wait, how old were you when you started, like when you made that song? When you made the first track?
I want to say like 14 or 15.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Probably a little younger, like 13, 14 or something.
So starting that, like doing that all in Albuquerque, how did that affect it, or how did that like help or not help the career going?
I feel like when I was younger, like the music scene wasn't all the way there. You know, some of my friends rapped and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like we had a cool little community, and we like freestyle, you know, lunch and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't really freestyling stuff. I wasn't really that good at freestyling and whatnot. But no, we still had like a little community and stuff of artists and stuff.
That's dope.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't know how big the music scene was at the time. So.
Yeah.
But,
do you feel like it definitely like grew since then, like around here?
Yeah, definitely a lot. Like I feel like I've been, you know, a little more recognized by my community and stuff.
For sure.
Which is dope.
Yeah. No, definitely
Really
like
big.
having that community like in it, even if it's not that big, or like the boys like going up like around that situation, it can really, I think it can really like, you know, set the ground for that. Because I'm coming in from the outside, because I've only been here like 3-4 years now.
Oh really?
But like coming into it, I was like, oh shit, like it's going up around here. Like there's like a lot of shit going on. And obviously I didn't see the before that, but because I was just going like, you know, what people said, like, oh yeah, it's been taking off in recent years and all that. But coming into it and like seeing people make connections, and like, you know, bigger artists coming in now, and like there's like bigger shows like actually being like sold out and all that. And it seems like, you know, it's a lot of good connections, but I'm high-key jealous of like everyone who's been here already, because you already got like the, you know, the concrete of the place. Like you already got like the connections like locked down before it blew up. Yeah. You know, so that's something that's like hard to have, especially with like a lot of cities now. They're already built up, and people try to get into it and like it just hit a brick wall because they just like don't got shit. Yeah. No, that's hard. So you think that, would you say that it's like helped a lot around here, like being around here and with that community?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, you know, there's some people that really support what I got going on and stuff.
Facts,
Like,
yeah.
I've definitely gained some fans and whatnot, and like it used to be to a point where it's like, oh, just my friends listen to me, and now it's
Yeah.
more like people I don't know listen to me.
Bro, that's the best
You know?
feeling, bro. When
Yeah.
someone's like, someone either like pulls up to a show or like hits you up on Instagram, like, yo, bro, I fuck with that music. Have you
Type
just
shit,
like let's
yeah.
like link up and all that, and it's like that real love. And that's
Yeah,
the
just
authenticity.
recognizing
Yeah.
the progress. You know?
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
sometimes
exactly.
you just gotta look back and be grateful for like everything you've done, even though if you're not where you want to be yet, just know that you've progressed.
Yeah,
and that's
right.
what matters. It's
Right.
like progressing.
Yeah, no, seeing
You
that,
know?
bro. Yeah, no, seeing that like progress, like wherever you at, like if you, so like if so like 6-year-old you, if he saw you right now, what would he say?
Shit, that's him.
Yeah,
That's
for real.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's a
he's
good ass
him.
feeling though, right? Like that's a
Yeah.
good feeling. Like seeing, like thinking about it, be like, who did I want to be like back then? Or was I trying? And then like seeing yourself now and like looking in the mirror, be like, damn, bro, like that shit, it really went somewhere. Like it's actually like taking off with some shit. Like that's a good ass feeling for sure. I feel that. That's
So, yeah, like, you just gotta like really believe in yourself more than anybody else could believe in you, because like you're always gonna be like a hero or a villain in somebody else's story, you know.
Yeah, facts.
But like if you just focus on you, like nobody can tell you shit, you know. Like
yeah, no,
fuck
for
what
sure.
anybody got to think.
Even
you
bro,
know?
even in my own story, sometimes I be like, damn, bro, I'm the villain. I don't really want to be like, I'd be like down with myself all the time, like, bro, it's just not going anywhere. But yeah, no, taking that step back and seeing like, that's a good perspective, like seeing through other people's. I never thought about it like that, like seeing like, you know, who am I in their story, like what am I doing with them, or like how am I perceived like that. That's like that's a really good point of view to have.
And at the end of the day, like somebody gonna think something. And even if you become successful and achieve what you want to achieve, somebody's gonna not fuck with you because of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like it doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So just focus on you and forget what anybody expects out of you or whatever they think.
Yeah,
you know, 'cause that
like
doesn't matter.
it's good to know that, but at the end of the day, it's not like, don't give them that power. Like don't
Exactly.
don't be like, oh, like dang, like I gotta please them, or like, oh, I'm not doing that good enough. Dang, you're right, bro. I shouldn't have made that song. I shouldn't have like, no, exactly. Like really, like take it with a grain of salt, kind of thing.
Definitely.
For sure. So speaking of that, so what you got coming up? Like, do you have any projects coming up in the future?
Yeah, this week, actually on the 9th, I'm dropping an album. It's called "I've Always Been the Problem." Got the merch right here.
Is that your merch?
Yeah,
Oh, that's fire.
got
That
the,
shit goes
you
fire.
know, got the t-shirts. They coming out too on the 9th. Friday. Yeah, we'll be dropping the album.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
That'll be fire.
And it's like a whole different sound, because like with all of my projects, like I always do something different, you know. I try to do something different and not always sound the same. Like I'm very versatile with my music and stuff, so like I'm always experimenting, trying different things. So like all of my projects sound different.
Oh, that's
And
dope.
it's like it wasn't really planned that way. It's like the way I make music is just like my emotions, like what I'm going through in life. And like just it's literally just feeling.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like if I hear a beat and I like the beat, like it's just gonna come naturally.
Yeah.
You know.
No. Yeah. And you gotta experiment that, because like, you know, you might not know what you really like or what your style is. And all that. Do you have like a specific genre you like put your music in, or not really?
Mainly like hip hop, rap, but like I've been messing around with like R&B and like just like experimental type vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
No,
just trying different shit.
Yeah. No.
'Cause
That's
I like
cool.
to sing too. Like I ain't the best singer, but like
Yeah.
you know, I like to. I got some melodies and whatnot.
Oh
you know,
shit. Okay.
so-
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like once you don't really know like what you really like until you try it. Like, you know, it could be some like random ass like genre that no one even heard before, and then be like, oh shit, you know, that's the shit, and then bringing that to light, and that's what becomes like, you know, a sound, you know.
Yeah.
Like going back to, you know, like Kid Cudi or some shit, like I never heard any shit like that, and then I heard that shit, and I was like, everyone's like voice like has a specific sound, just like mixing that. I feel like just mixing that with the music like the best way you kind of can, and just making that different sound is really important. So experimenting with like anything is like, that's the only way you grow. That's the only way you grow. You'd be like, yo, bro, Vice is doing that different shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
And
That's
like
dope.
like with this album, it's gonna be more like R&B, Um, yeah, like R&B and like Jersey club. And
Oh
just
shit.
like it's different vibes, you know,
Yeah.
different than what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I don't
just
think
trying new
I'm
things.
trying to think, bro. I don't think I ever heard a R&B Jersey club. But that sounds fucking fire. Like just hearing that
Yeah,
shit. That's
just
dope.
like heartbreak music you could
Yeah.
dance to.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
No, that's
saying?
fire. And that's like kind of club type shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. 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 No.
So I'm venturing
I feel
around
that.
with that sound, like the rave
Mhm.
scene and
Oh
you
shit, for
know
real,
the
bro. The
club
rave
shit.
scene, like, it's big here, bro. Like, it's
Yeah, I've
been like
noticed.
the rap scene's coming up a lot, but it's also I've seen like all rave shows here get
Crazy.
sold out like in
Crazy.
that week, and I'm like, dang, bro,
Yeah,
like
I love it, man. I
that's
love it.
fire. So you're getting
Yeah.
into that more,
Yeah,
like with
salute all them DJs, man. They killer.
no, for sure, for sure. No, they be killing it for sure. And
Yeah.
like Shaq just came.
I
You
know.
saw
I
that?
I didn't get to go to that.
I know,
But,
but
yeah.
I was supposed to shoot for it, but I was still back in Philly, and that
Oh.
was stuck. That was fire, and that's what I'm saying too. Though, like a lot of these like bigger artists, and again, I don't know if it was happening a lot before, but like recently, like in like the past like 2 years, I've seen a lot of like bigger artists really like put on like or to come in here and like working with a lot of like local artists or
Mhm.
just like putting people on and like making those connections, and then people have been talking about it. Like people have been like talking about New Mexico more, talking about Albuquerque more, and just
Yeah, it's
and
good.
getting it a lot more like attention. So I feel like there's like some big stuff like on the way with this for sure.
Yeah, this I've always thought this city was like developing. You know, it's
Mhm.
always developing. And it's getting bigger,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
you know, the more money that gets invested here, and just like with the legalization of marijuana, like
Yeah.
that's gonna bring money here.
Yeah, bro,
Netflix,
Yeah.
Intel, like all that shit. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna bring some money here. It's gonna bring more people here, and it's just
Yeah.
gonna bring more development overall.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah. No, that honestly, bro. Yeah, that legalization brought like so many businesses. Like it's like
Jobs,
so,
everything.
yeah, exactly, bro. It's like great, and it's like all these like buildings that like even weren't even being used, just like popping up with all these like, and it's dope. And then more people coming here for that, and then like living around there and just everything too. Also with the film, because
Mhm.
I heard a lot of people, they used to pull from they were shooting. They've been shooting in New Mexico for a while, like with like
Definitely.
because it's like easy to like get different places to film and all
It's
that.
cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's a whole lot cheaper. But the problem was that people were like flying like directors and like all the whole crew from LA, and now they're starting to pull. Now that they see that there's an actual like community here and like people who are working here in the film industry and like just the entertainment industry in general, they're starting to pull a lot from like locals. So that's the thing that I think is going to be like big too, because they're like, well, it's cheaper to work with all these people who are already like certified for all the sets, and like also like artists who are doing all this stuff. Like if showing that art here and just pulling from people here instead of like flying people from out from LA, like that's good on budgets, and that'll help it and stuff.
Yeah, no, I could see the film industry getting big over here, because I mean a lot of movies, shows have been filmed over here.
Yeah,
Probably some I don't even know of.
Yeah, no, there's like I hear about like new shit every day. It's like it's crazy, and on that too, like shows like going on top, like like the artist shows and all that. Like even at the thing of the Salt Yard, but also just like taking it to a bigger scale. Like
Yeah,
people
exactly.
saying, like that community, even though it just started with some like small like I'm just making music here, it's starting to like those paths are starting to like connect and cross and see those like shows come about and people just like making that stuff together.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really dope. It's really dope to see that. So where do you think we're gonna be in like the next like 5 years? Like, do you think it's gonna be there? Like, compared to like some other cities like Atlanta or like
Next 5 years, I don't think so. Maybe like
No?
the next century,
Yeah.
next 10 years.
Yeah.
I feel like there would be something bigger here.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's still a lot of work.
But
for sure.
those other cities, like say Atlanta,
Yeah.
more established.
Yeah.
The economy is different.
Mm-hmm.
LA. And,
It's
yeah.
getting like expensive though. High key. That's the one bad thing, bro. Like rent's going up. My rent went up. I was like, fuck, bro. Like
yeah, there's ups and downs.
Yeah, for sure.
Inflation.
Yeah.
Just so much going on in the world. I can understand why everything is the way it is, but it won't be like that forever. You know?
No, facts. Yeah. So getting back to your music for a sec. So you know, you went into this and you like writing a lot and all that. Do you still like make beats and all that too, or have you focused more on?
That's a good question, because I was making a lot of beats. Like I've made like hundreds of beats.
Yeah.
And like I've made beats for other artists and tried selling beats and all that stuff. But then I got to a point where it's like, I want to focus on my vocals, lyrics, and just writing in general, because like every time I'd make a song, like I would have to make the beat first, and you know, it just took longer, and I wanted the freedom of like making you know, songs on other people's beats, especially people that are really invested in making beats or producing. You know, because it's like that's what they do, that's what they focus on, that's what they love. So I want to like do what I love and like mix it with that, you know what I'm saying? And like create something really dope, because like I ain't that passionate about making beats. I only made beats really because it's like I didn't have the money to like pay for beats or, you know, all of that stuff. So I always knew like I'm gonna make my own beats, you know what I'm saying? Or like I mix and master my own music, you know, I engineer my own vocals and all that stuff, because like I wanted to just have those skills for myself, so I don't have to pay somebody else for that, because I didn't have the bread for all that. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna do it myself. You know?
No, exactly. But even like working with other people, like that's a good idea to have, because you know, working with other people, like you said, like they're putting everything into it, so focus on what you like, but you also know how to like direct them in the studio. Like, you know, like if you want something specific, you know how to like, you know, articulate that, because some people just don't understand different parts of it. If they're just doing songwriting, like they might not understand like different parts of like, you know, actually like mixing and mastering and everything like that. So knowing that and being able to work with like a really good producer in the studio and be like, oh, and that also builds like, you know, mutual like respect. Just like, okay, like, you know, that shit, like
chemistry, all that.
Yeah, exactly. And just knowing, because like in this industry though, with like everything, like you kind of like, like be good at like a specific thing that you do and make that your thing, but also like you kind of got to know like a bunch of like a general wide variety of things to know, like to just go up and like understand how everything works, and you know how the beats are getting made, and what, you know, what other things you can bring into it, like a guitar or anything like that. Like bringing stuff into that style is super important, I think.
And that's where like the producing comes in, because like I feel like, to me, like there's a difference between like producing and beat making. Like producing, like to me, is like knowing what you want, you know, knowing the sound that you want, like knowing where you want to go with it. And like beat making is more like, you know, making different beats for different artists, and you know, but like I see myself more as a producer, because like I know what I want. If I'm working with like a vocal engineer or somebody, you know, like you said, I'm gonna be working with them and tell them like, yo, I'm familiar with this, like this is how I want my voice to sound, this is, you know. So
exactly.
it's like,
No,
that's how I see producing, is like producing my own sound.
Exactly. No, that's a good way, that's a good thing to know, because like when you're mixing that together, and when you're mixing those different elements, like to know to get that sound, like you, and also you gotta mix. I feel like you gotta mix stuff that doesn't really work sometimes. Like you gotta know, like, damn, that doesn't work, but this does. And going back to the beginning of it, like experimenting, bro. Like that honestly is a heart of a lot of like creatives, and like how you get up there. You know, that you gotta experiment, and you gotta mix that stuff and see what doesn't work, so that way you can have that own voice and everything with that. That's fire. So, tell me a little bit about, like, you know, have you, like, connection with like fans, like has that influenced it at all? Like I know you talked a little bit about just like when people like reach out and all that, but has that like influence in terms of like, you know, business relations, and also just like opportunities in the future and all that?
Yeah, definitely. Like for any fans that I have, like they definitely inspire me, because I got some people, you know, that really believe in me and like see the vision in me, and like I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's like that's what I want people to see, is like my artistry, my creativity, and like, you know, what I'm doing with the shit, like my vision. You know, not everybody can see a vision, of course. Like not everybody can see through your eyes, and whatnot, but like
Yeah, no. No, it
Yeah,
definitely helps.
people inspire me for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Like what inspires my music, like I said, is like my life, but like other people inspire me, give me the motivation to like do this shit, you know.
Yeah, no, for real. And that's important, bro. Like, you need, like, because, like we said, like, a bunch of people can be hating, and there's always gonna be people like, damn, like, what are you doing? But to have those, even if it's just like those, like, 5, like, really authentic, like, diehard fans, be like, yo, bro, you're doing this shit, like, keep doing that.
Well,
Like, I
even
love that.
like haters, like
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
motivate
yeah,
me,
yeah,
they
yeah.
inspire me,
Uh-huh.
because like I've always been like the person that like somebody would tell me what to do. I've never been, you know, liked for somebody to tell me what to do, or
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
get
gonna
that.
be or whatever.
'Cause
Like
people
when
wanna make
somebody
some type
doubts
of-
me, I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do it anyways.
Because
And I'm
people want to
gonna
make an
fucking-
agenda of you. Like, people want to be like, oh,
Yeah.
like, he's gonna be this, he's not gonna be that, or like, he's gonna be like
Yeah.
this, like, and like, oh, really, bro? Like, I'm gonna be that? All right, bet. Like, wait and see,
Yeah,
wait
like
and see.
try to
like,
curse your name,
yeah,
you know. But
exactly.
like that shit motivates me. Like somebody
Yeah.
telling me I can't do something, like it just makes me want to do it more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I had like a friend back in the day when I had first started recording my music, and like I was messing around with the auto tune. And I remember I didn't like auto tune. I was against it
Yeah.
at one point. I was like, no, fuck auto tune.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it OG. I'm gonna keep it natural.
Yeah.
It's just so against it. And then like one day I was just experimenting with it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like,
You're like,
I
damn.
fucks with this.
I was hating on it for no
Yeah,
reason.
and I made a
exactly.
song, and I thought it was dope. I produced it and everything, and then like I showed it to the homie, and he was a chill ass homie too. Like he would always tell me like 100%, and like I showed it to him. He put on some earphones, listened to the whole song, and he took the earphones off and was like, "Yo, don't ever sing again."
Dang, really? Dang.
And I laughed because like in my head I was like, well, I can't see you singing this song, so whatever. But like I didn't
Yeah.
get hurt or anything.
Yeah,
like,
you were just like, all right, whatever.
yeah, like because
yeah.
I appreciate honesty, you know, when it comes to like my shit, because like there's a lot of like yes men out there
Yeah.
that'll just be like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's whatever.
Yeah.
But like I like criticism, so
Yeah.
I know how to better myself. You
There's
know?
like there's different there's a like a clear difference, not even like a fine line. Like there's a clear difference. There are the people who are like hating, and then the people who are like really trying to like tear you down to make you better type shit.
Positive
like,
feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
you
Yeah,
know?
positive feedback. Like
Yeah.
like constructing and be like, bro, this doesn't work, because they don't want to see your boy like, you know, looking like all right, bro, like you can't be doing that. Like come on,
Exactly.
like,
That's
I
like
fuck with
that's
you. Like I
like
fuck
if,
with everything you're doing.
you
but-
know, if you was on a date with a chick and your boy sees you with like spinach in your teeth or something
Yeah.
and doesn't say shit.
the ones
you
who
know?
don't say nothing, they're fake, bro.
Yeah,
That's fake.
like
That's
I would
fake
say
as shit,
something
yeah.
right away, like, yo, you
You're
got,
like, yo, bro,
you
come
know,
here, bro, come here.
yeah, fix that. You
Yeah.
gotta fix that.
Yeah, for real. So no, having that build up and like having those homies doing that shit like right there, like that's important. That's important
Yeah.
because and you know too because that's your boy. That's not adding any like hate or whatever, but you know that they
Exactly.
can like And now if someone changed along the road, that's another thing. But it's like if there's very few people that do that, and there's very few people that like with anyone who gives like that honest feedback with them. So that's
And
an important thing.
they're not necessarily always like a hater if they don't say anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just too scared to say something, to
Right,
criticize
yeah.
you, or you know.
I feel like you can feel it out. Like you can definitely feel out people who are,
Yeah.
what they're thinking, what they're feeling. With
Yeah.
that. That's important.
Yeah. Energy's powerful.
Yeah, a lot of energy for sure. So, if you had to, when people like listen to you and all that, do you have one thing you try to? Do you have like any message you try to like give to the fans or like convey to people? And like when they listen to you, what do you want them thinking about after they hear you?
For me, it's like I try to be myself. I try to be a human being, and like it shouldn't be too hard for other people to relate in some type of way, because we all go through similar experiences in life, and like sometimes I think a lot of us are one,
Yeah.
So it's like we're all human, and we all go through shit, you know what I mean? We all go through experiences, and I just feel like there's somebody out there that'll relate without me having to try to be relatable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just being myself, and then maybe somebody could relate or not, It's just cool. It's just
Yeah.
like self-expression. You know, that's how I see art, is just like expressing your emotions. And that's why I feel like a lot of like artists are weirdos, especially like painters, because it's like,
you gotta be a little weird. Yeah.
yeah, they're like emotional people, and they have to find a way to express it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a healthy way to express it, like in your art and stuff, you know what I mean?
Facts. Finding that median and just like opening yourself to that energy.
Yeah, instead of like crashing out or being depressed or you know, just having to get out that emotion in a healthy way, you know. I feel like that's a good way to do things. Like when it comes to creating art, like if you're going through something, that's probably the best time to make art, you know.
I totally agree. Yeah, no, for real. That's like I totally agree on that. That's the best. It's the best time you just gotta express yourself to people.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. No, I feel that. That's a good measure, bro. Because also that's a hard thing for people to do sometimes. Like they don't really know how to
be vulnerable.
They don't know how to be vulnerable, and they don't find that median. So that's like a super important thing to just like keep in the back of your mind as all creatives and all.
Just like, you know, 808s and Heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of Ye's dopest albums, or most like influential albums.
And where'd it come from, bro? It came from like some pain.
Heartbreak.
Like, some real shit.
Yeah, like real pain,
and
he used that pain and filled it to create something like dope. You know?
Like that real human, like a real human experience, just to like really connect with people.
Yeah, like true vulnerability, you know, and not being afraid to show that, being confident in yourself. That's what this new album that I'm doing, like, it's kind of like that same mode where it's like I was going through something and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to make music, because that's how I do it. Whatever I'm going through, I just do that, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll make songs that are just like trendy, pop, fun, you know.
Don't gotta be all the same, like
exactly.
Always keep that experimental, and just like, you know, keep going back and forth through shit.
Yeah, because like I know how like the music industry, or like these artists, like I've observed a lot of artists, especially local artists. Like I listen to everybody and shit, but like I observed a lot of artists, and it's like if you want to maintain relevance, you know, I feel like it's good to dumb down a little bit and understand like what everybody else is creating, what the audience wants, you know, and just being able to understand. And I think one artist that really does that good on like a big scale is Drake.
Yeah,
I agree. Because he's been relevant for so long, and it still is on top. Because he's been able to like recognize and, you know, keep up with all the newer artists and understand them, and understand their audience, and, you know, merge himself into that. So I feel like that's an important thing.
And having those down moments, because he's had down moments too, but that kind of like at that point, at that level, like those down moments of that, you know, that vulnerability, like helps people be like, oh shit, like this is okay, like I can like really fuck with this dude now, like I understand that, I feel that shit. So
no, I believe in that, because it's like these days, like what kids is making music about, like it's a lot of like violence and like hurting each other or hurting themselves, or you know, all that shit. So like when there's artists that know how to be vulnerable, like it opens up a whole new world of like being able to express yourself in a healthy way, or just you know, the glorification of certain things, you know, like I don't think it's cool, but like being able to tell a story of what you're going through, you know, there's a difference between, you know, the glorification,
like honesty and glorification.
Just like Juice WRLD, you know, that was an artist that, you know, that was vulnerable and was going through a lot of things, and was, you know, you just listen to his music and you already know what it is, you know what I mean? But it's like he's not really glorifying a lot of that stuff. It's just
telling how it is. Like it's
expression.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's like a life that that's like that happens now. Like all this shit happens, but it's not. he's really honest in that shit too, because he says like, you know, I'm not glorifying. He even says in this shit like, this is not, you know, the type of shit I want to see. Or if you watch any interview with him, like he says all that, like, bro, like, yeah, I was like depressed going through that shit.
That's just what he feels, you know, because he's an artist that freestyles like all of his shit. Like if you know Juice WRLD, he freestyles damn near all of his songs.
Number one, bro. He's real right. He's like he hits, and that's what I'm saying, because he's so like, he is really real with it, and like he connects with people in like a real way and says it like how it, because people have been through that stuff, or you know, like why he started that shit, because like he was on meds like as a little kid, so obviously he's gonna like, obviously if like you're trying to put that into a little kid's head, and that's what you grow up with, then you're gonna have some problems with this shit. And it's just like kind of saying how it is, not that it's like, oh I'm cool, I started that shit young.
He's like, just telling the story of his life.
Yeah, like that's fucked me up. Like
exactly, which I think is dope, like an artist being able to express their life and not giving a fuck, you know. It's like, but then there's like, you know, like there's the kids that want to live that life and all that shit when they don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like they got it good, but they want to be gangster, or they want to, you know, shoot shit up. And like, when you don't have to, you know what I'm saying?
I think you should live like your authentic life. Like you can be something, like, you know, you can make yourself someone else, someone that you're not yet. Like, you know, that's that. But it's like, yeah, exactly. Like spread it, like take a second to spread that positivity. It's not all about that, like, you know, you don't gotta be hard for no one else, like, you know, that brings bad energy to it. Like it's only you, like you should like, yeah, be yourself, but also, yeah, don't be like, if people always say, oh, be yourself, which that's true, but also, you know, become that person you want to be, become that, but just have, like, think about, like, you know, what effect you're having on other people. Like, if someone's, like, listening to you, what are they going to think? And, like, how is that going to affect their life type shit? So, it's really having that connection for sure.
And, like, with me, like, I want to, like, influence people to be more vulnerable with their music, or just, like, inspire kids to, like, be them best selves. Because, like, I always think everything starts with the youth. Like, our future starts with the youth, you know, because the youth is our future. They're gonna be running things, you know what I mean?
For real.
So
and
it's
that's
like we want, we want to be good
Yeah.
examples for them, and we want to, you know, push them towards the right things, you know.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure.
That's definitely what I believe in.
No,
For
I
sure.
totally agree with that, bro. Well, that's all we got today, bro. I think that's a good note to end on for sure, bro. I appreciate you pulling up, for real. All right, thank y'all. Thanks for watching again. You know, this is a great episode. Check him out. I'll put all of his platforms up there, and we'll get it going.
Album on the 9th, Friday. Let's get it. I've always been a problem. Stream
Check
that
it out.
shit. Hey, we going crazy. We going up.
Join the family. Let's go.
Hell
We'll see y'all later. Peace.